I want to start this next segment, by the way, with a question. How bad must our economy really be right now? Or how big is the certainty of a pending recession when the Fed is getting ready for another massive drop in interest rates, reportedly even bigger than the last one that we told you about? There's even talk of another tax cut. Both moves during a, quote, unbelievable economy that is the best in history. Now, that makes absolutely no sense. Unless, of course, the economy actually is not as unbelievable as we're being told, right? Think about it. Joining us now, Jack Rusmus. He's an author. He's a professor at St. Mary's College in California, and just the perfect kind of guy to try and make sense of this situation, which on its face, Jack, I mean, I just got to tell you, it does not add up.
No, well, when you look at the U.S. economy, it's kind of mixed right now. It's not as booming as Trump would like to have you believe. We are drifting towards recession. I'm convinced of that. If you look at key sectors of the economy, manufacturing's almost flat. Construction's been declining for 7 quarters. Business investment turned negative last quarter. These are key sectors of the economy, and they determine the future of the rest of the economy. Trump talks a lot about consumption and household consumption, but he knows that his tariffs on Chinese imports, according to Chase Manhattan, JP Chase, a bank, is going to take $1,000 on average out of household spending. So, you know, the global economy is slowing everywhere around the world, and it's pretty clear that the U.S. is being affected by it. And, of course, the trade war is affecting business confidence and investment. So it's not as booming as Trump would like to have you believe. But what's important to understand is that a 0.25% cut, if it comes, and it's not going to be more than that in the next Fed meeting, will have no effect on investment and the real economy. This late in the cycle, it does not affect real investment. Actually,
I'm hearing 0.5 point. We'll just wait and see what happens. But I'm hearing 0.5 point. But let me ask you the question, since you mentioned it. Wouldn't the real way of improving the situation or the stagnancy that we see in our economy be to get rid of the tariffs? That would help the American consumer and the American businesses, and come up with some kind of tax or some kind of trade situation with China, alas? Wouldn't that be a better solution than to artificially mess with the economy through the Fed?
Well, you know, look, Trump cut taxes by trillions of dollars, more than the $1.5 trillion he said last year. And what's happened to investment? Well, by the end of the year, investment was hardly growing. And in the first quarter of this year, it was only 2.7%. In the second quarter, it was negative. So, you know, this trillions of dollars to business tax cut, investor tax cuts, which go into stimulating financial asset markets, not the real economy, has produced very little result. What you need to do is shift that tax. In other words, raise those taxes back on businesses that aren't investing it and give it to the consumer. Give it to the households to spend, and spend in a way that really pumps up consumption, because the Trump tariffs are going to take $1,000 on average out of household pocketbooks very soon. And of course, you've got to settle on this whole question of the trade war with China, because now it's really biting the U.S. economy, both in investment and now soon in consumption. But that won't happen very soon, I don't believe, because the real objective in the China trade negotiations is not trade, it's technology. The U.S. neocons want China to capitulate on next-generation technology. That's the issue.
Finally, yes and no question, because we're out of time. Does it bother you? Does it bother you as an expert to see the Fed artificially messing in the economy this way?
Yeah, well, the Fed is following the Trump pressure. You know, and it'll have no effect.
So I'll take that as a yes, that it does. It bothers Jack Rusmus. Okay, thank you. Jack, we really appreciate your time. So you haven't heard that we're the ones covering the stories that you won't see covered anywhere else? In Venezuela, Kazakhstan. Let's go to Hong Kong. And the media reaction to that has been crickets. How about the way we cover those stories? What the hell does that mean? Wally. That's the key word in this case, uprising. Keep? Can you believe that? Watching. This is the right thing for members of the media to do, to actually pick sides. Look, if you like what you see, subscribe.